So first up, owners of the new Zwift Ride Turbo Trainer have been unwrapping their bikes and panicking. Why? Because one of the chainstays is bent in a way that looks like it's been smashed with a hammer. So we saw this on the Zwift Ride Owners group on Facebook. One of the new owners posted a picture of their bent bike and asked, "Is this normal?" Well, it turns out that it is normal. So it seems that it's bent to allow room for the tensioner to be lowered without hitting the frame, which I guess is quite like steel bikes have like bent stays.
With
and
metalwork, you can bend things like once, right? Not everything.
Anything can be bent once. You heard it here first.
But there's definitely an acceptable amount of bending you can do without fatiguing it too much. It's going to snap. It's a thing. And only once with Thor's hammer.
Yeah. So other owners chipped in saying it's normal, but it's a shitty job, and mine looks exactly the same. But from the photos, some look worse than others. Another commenter said, "I haven't even opened mine yet. It's still in the box, and looking at these pictures, I'm annoyed. As an engineer, it's a poor design. If mine looks as bad as this, I will be complaining." So it's clearly intentional, and there's absolutely nothing to suggest that there's anything wrong with these trainers. It just doesn't look the prettiest, does it? Based on the pictures that we're looking at here.
Yeah, it's one of those things, it's hard to tell whether it's just bad lighting as well. Lighting makes a difference to a lot of things and casts shadows, and it's hard to tell whether they all are slightly different or if it's just lighting. But I had a look on Zwift's website for the Zwift Ride, and even in their promo images, you can see the sort of concave shape around the stay where the tensioner bit goes in. So yeah, it does look intentional. I don't know whether I would even notice. I'm not the most perceptive person.
You definitely wouldn't notice.
I wouldn't notice.
Or care, probably.
No, I don't think I would care.
As long as it worked good, I guess.
I'm sure it works fine. Maybe if it was black, it wouldn't look as bad.
Yes.
The white doesn't help.
Well, actually, yeah, if it was black, you wouldn't notice it. Well, you'd notice it significantly less because it would be a shadow. I did have a look at some other photos on some reviews that were done, and it's definitely on all of the bikes. And it definitely doesn't look as bad in those photos, and I do think lighting plays a part on it. So I don't think they would have released it if they were concerned about it, but I do agree it isn't the prettiest if you weren't expecting it and you're the type of person which has a great attention to detail. I can imagine you'd be a little bit upset.
We've reached out to Zwift as well for some clarity on this, but it is currently the weekend before Christmas, and their out of offices are already on. The out of office email reply things are already on.
Yep.
So we might get a reply, and if we do, I'll put that in the next bit.
A few inches later.
We have a response from Zwift. It came through just as we were leaving, so we've jumped back on. A spokesperson said, "You're correct, it's intentional. To ensure ample clearance between the orange chain tensioner and the frame, all bikes will feature a manufactured crease on the drive's side chainstay. Due to the way it's manufactured, not all frames will look exactly the same in this area, but all are tested and measured to ensure they meet the strength and integrity requirements that we require for our frames."
I guess we can only speculate if this was an afterthought, like everything arrived and then they go, "Oh no, we're going to have to crease every single frame."
I mean, that would be a horrible situation to face. We don't know.
But it's not very consistent. I don't know why it pops up on what was it, the Zwift Bike Owners Facebook group? Why? I'm not a member of that, but it came up anyway. Clearly because it's had so many replies of people replying with their own photos of the bike. It just gets funnier and funnier as we scroll down it.
It's just kind of a bit basic, isn't it? It looks a bit basic.
But the bike is affordable within reason, isn't it? Compared to other smart bikes, it's the lower end of the price.
It's not
point,
cheap, but it's less money in comparison, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe doing stuff like this is how they get the price down.
Perhaps.
How much is it?
£1,200, not sure in other...
And it's still expensive. It's just a lot cheaper than the other smart bikes.
Exactly.